Yeah. Hello.
Hi. I don't know if anybody's actually watching us yet.
Hello
Okay.
from Washington, D.C.
Yes, at the Hilton, Washington on Connecticut Avenue, right? That's where we are.
So. Yes, sounds about right.
We are live for our weekly web show, Travel Talk Live, with the Global Institute for Travel Entrepreneurs. And we are on location.
We are.
So this is exciting. So you don't see the fancy frame that we usually have for this show because we are not in the office with our digital marketing manager who makes us look really good. We are winging it-ish, and I wouldn't totally say winging it because we've got some fancy situation
live,
here.
You know?
Well, we're live, yes, yes, we are. I know for those of you that have enjoyed Travel Talk Live, welcome back to another episode 18 to be exact. I'm Vanessa McGovern.
And Meredith Hill.
And Meredith Hill.
I'm laughing at the thumbs up from Sandy Hill.
On the other side.
She's right here.
She's the other side of this. This is so funny. So Travel Talk Live is a weekly web show we host on the fan page for Global Institute for Travel Entrepreneurs, and we're normally in our office. This is our very first time that we've done Travel Talk Live actually on location, so this could be so exciting or go horribly wrong in the next 10 minutes, so who knows? It's never a dull moment, right?
Exactly,
and it's really cool that we're at ASTA because Meredith was ASTA's Entrepreneur of the Year in 2016, and that was cool. Big round of applause, thumbs up, lots of love.
We wished it was here. We had to go to Reno, Nevada.
Oh my gosh, don't tell the ASTA people but that location was no bueno. Washington, D.C. is like
so much nicer.
A much better vibe for this. And ASTA is all about advocacy.
Yes.
For our profession.
Yes.
And elevating the status.
The universe agrees.
Yes, and for advocating for travel professionals all over the United States with lawmakers and making sure that there are important law-related topics that are front stage and center as it pertains to our profession. So having it here is really important. Let's see. Thank you, Renee. Hey, Stephanie. I owe you an email. I know that I do. You're right here. So we decided to do Travel Talk Live here. For those of you that have been following our webisodes, our show.
Web show.
For the summer, you know that we did pre-record a few, so we were enjoying a wonderful summer.
Yes.
And so we hope that you enjoyed our shows throughout the summer. I think the key is that we stayed consistent.
Yes, we did.
We showed up on this fan page.
Even when we couldn't.
I was telling Meredith earlier how amazing it was to be in see this loudness. People don't know, obviously. Sandy is going to tell people to
She was really hoping to get some signs made that said recording
on air
or quiet please on set.
Yeah. What I was really hoping for was Samantha Brown to walk by to have a guest appearance. So let's send a note to the universe that Samantha Brown walks by.
Oh, that would be so cool.
And we're like, hey, we're doing a web show. Come talk to us. So that would be really cool.
Yes.
All right. So we actually do have things to talk about for today's actual show.
Well, I wanna one more thing.
Yes.
What we do, and since you haven't been around, I've been doing this part.
Yes.
And I've done a very good job.
You've done an amazing job.
And I've gotten into a habit of talking about why we do Travel Talk Live.
Ooh, tell us.
And it refers back to the Book More Travel Workshop.
Okay, which is February.
It's coming up February. It's time to start registering for 2019.
Almost. Registration will reopen soon.
So, our workshop, which we've been doing now for 5 years.
Yes, we miss Lisa.
5 years in a row, is fabulous, if we do say so ourselves.
It is. It is supercharged.
It is
laser
full
focused.
Of great content. Supercharged, laser focused.
Yeah.
It is
lots
full
of
incredible entertainment.
Yes.
Courtesy of us.
And fabulous shoes.
And it is full of amazing energy.
Oh my gosh. And the people are the best part.
How do we bottle that? We were asking ourselves
that
after the last workshop, like, this is so good. Wouldn't it be great if we could do this more often?
Right.
How do we bottle it? And that's when the idea for Travel Talk Live was born again.
You know what I want to do? I want to take a picture of Sandy right now with her look of like, I am scouting out this whole area and I will make sure everybody keeps Meredith and Vanessa in a bubble. That's the look you have right now on the other side of this. Sorry. Anyways, so yes, a wonderful.
So how do we bottle it? So this is what we're doing. So it is our intention to come to you every single week, every Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Yes. And bring some fun.
And bring some fun, bring some great education, and bring some
Energy.
Entertainment.
Yes.
Energy. What was the other one?
Energize.
Rashida added one.
Energize. Educate, entertain, and energize.
There was a fourth one. It was enthusiasm.
Oh.
Yes.
Did you add that while I was gone?
No, Rashida did. Oh, maybe you were gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, here we are.
Here we are.
So we
At
are
a
here
very
again.
exciting-
We're committed to you.
Committed.
We want to bring this to you.
Yes.
If you're not here, maybe next year. This is a pretty cool
Yeah,
event.
I think it's going to be here again next year.
that would be awesome.
Yeah, it makes sense
Yes.
to be in Washington.
It does.
For sure it does. So,
All right, so we do have some really good things
Okay.
for this week.
So-
we're going to completely go overtime if we
Yeah.
don't hurry up.
Yeah, and we also
I'm gonna
Hello, we're doing our web show. Say hi,
everyone.
We've got members, I'm sure, on here. This is on the gift fan page. I'm sure you have
Hi,
Uniglobe
the
Connection
gift fan
members. Our
We're
weekly
here
web show.
live from
Hi.
We're going to get we're going to graduate.
Because we graduated from the
verified
VTA.
travel advisors.
Very cool.
And I
So we're
think
going
you
to go
guys should
You should
all
tell
say
everybody
everybody needs to
about
go
it.
You know what?
get verified.
The ASTA VTA, it's a great program. Not only does it talk about ethics and legal issues about being in the travel industry, but there's also some great soft skills that I know a lot of you are getting from GIFT, like selling, marketing, negotiating. So we decided to model and walk the walk. So
There we go.
love it.
we're going to collect our
I
diplomas.
love this. So it's the ASTA VTC Verified Travel Consultant.
It's a
program.
verified travel advisor.
Advisor. There we
Okay.
go.
So VTA.
And Travel Talk Live listeners can learn about this through going to
asta.org.
Yes, all right.
Easy.
Easy
If you're
peasy.
part of this program or you know of it, drop a like or a love and leave a comment for us too. And
All
say
right,
hello
guys.
to
Thank you.
Betsy,
Bye,
Jackie.
guys.
Say
Thanks
hello.
for being our mystery
conference.
guest.
Oh,
Guest
sure.
appearance.
Guest
It's
appearance.
called a photobomb guest
Yeah,
appearance.
video bomb, yes. Well, that was fun. So
That was fun.
go check out that program because ASTA is doing amazing work with up-leveling our profession and ensuring that we're well informed on the important issues that face us and that shape our
Yes.
profession as well. And so it sounds like this program is certainly something perhaps we should take it.
We should maybe.
We should
yeah.
absolutely take it. Jackie and Betsy have taken it. I
Yeah.
think those they lead by
Everybody in the
example.
office is going to take it.
Yes, I agree. So that was fun. Let's
That was
see.
fun.
Renee said she just finished.
Finished it.
Awesome,
Yeah, somebody
Renee.
else said it
Let's
too, I
see.
think.
Congrats,
Yeah,
Jackie.
Lisa Fitz.
Lisa. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Cool.
All right, so let's get back to today's episode. So, shout out of the day.
Shout out of the day.
Shout out of the day is someone who embodies the lesson we're going to talk about today, or the piece of content we're going to talk about today, which we'll get to in a second. But our member shout out is to Amy Kaufman. Time Together Travel.
Yes. So Amy Kaufman, we decided we wanted to give Amy a huge shout out because Amy is really embracing innovative strategies for travel professionals, and that goes along with what we're going to talk about in our business tip and our mindset tip of the week. So stay tuned for that.
She has invested heavily in her marketing education, client attraction education,
Yes.
business education.
And she's not afraid to do new things. So
Yeah.
specifically, she has been hosting her own weekly web show, Facebook Live show, Time Together Travel TV.
Yes.
She has branded it beautifully. We love the new Infinity brand logo that she cleaned
her
it
logo
up,
is
and it's Time
amazing.
Together Travel, and she obviously specializes in couples travel and romance and bringing couples together for important vacation time, so that's important.
And what I love about it
Yes.
is she can go after the group strategy because it applies as well. The time
Yes.
together
Yes.
doesn't have to be a romantic time together.
Yeah.
It can be a fun family time together.
It's
a
true.
fun friend time together.
And she's been like we said, doing Facebook Live on her fan page consistently.
Yes.
And that's the key to anything really, to success, is to consistency builds confidence, and she is certainly doing that. And she's brand new to the end. Well,
Yes.
let's not say brand new, but she is within a year.
Yeah.
So guess brand new.
Yeah.
She's within a year of the industry, and she's just embraced our
Yeah.
industry with complete gusto.
Yeah.
And she's embraced client attraction strategies and new technology.
And what I love about Amy is she is she represents so many of you in the industry where she had a very successful career and that ended, and she wanted to do something that she just loved. So she's bringing with her to this new career, her new entrepreneurial journey, all of these skills and things that she learned in a very, very competitive, high, what do you call it, executive-like environment.
Right.
And she's just using that as an entrepreneur. And that's one of the reasons why she's succeeding. And it's so cool to just, there's so many people like you, and that there's so much flavor. I just love it. So
I love Amy's energy.
Yes, it's awesome.
Yes, and she's not afraid to try new things. And does she have fear? Probably. I mean, I don't know for sure, but she just
she has fear.
She does. She does it despite, right? And she's just goes for it.
Yes,
and I think that's just so amazing.
For sure. All right, so
our business
tip of the week is, this is one that we talk about a lot, so it's not going to be new to everyone, but we call it the 80-20 rule.
And given where we are, it's a good topic.
Yeah, it's a good topic. So the 80-20 rule goes like this. This is the gift version of it.
We giftized it.
Not sure, but anyway, so you've all heard about the 80-20 rule, right? Well, what we see in the travel industry is that there's so much time, energy, focus, effort spent on product education, and especially people who are brand new. They feel like they don't know enough and they don't feel comfortable reaching out to clients or potential clients or list building or marketing because they just don't feel like they have enough product knowledge. And so they go out and they get every single certification test they can possibly, or St. Lucia specialist and Cayman Island specialist and Hawaii specialist.
Iceland, and all of it.
And it seems like they have shiny red object syndrome with these product education opportunities, whether it's a FAM or a webinar or anyway, so they're consuming everything they can get their hands and eyes and ears on. And what they're not doing is spending much time with marketing education or client attraction or even marketing implementation or client attraction implementation. So what we say is, let's flip that.
Because before you proceed, let me remind you that there's no amount of product training. Like, you could know every single category of a large ship. You could know every single category of a small ship. You could know every single category of a hotel or an all-inclusive resort. If you don't have a client to actually sell that experience to, you don't have a business. And I also want to make sure this really sinks into you right here. The supplier's responsibility is to train you on their trip experience or their product or their service. That's their responsibility. It is not their responsibility to get you a client for their product or trip experience. It's your responsibility. So when you go to educate yourself with these certification programs, yes, they're going to provide you with amazing tools and ideas for how to get the clients, but it's not their responsibility to get the client. It's your responsibility to get the client, and that's where the blind spot is.
And we don't want you going to the supplier for marketing education or business education.
You go to the supplier for
product education,
which you need, but that's just one piece of the pie.
Exactly.
Yes.
So what we see is people are spending 80% of their time on product education
and fans,
and only 20%,
conferences.
probably way less than this, but only 20% of their time on marketing education. And we want you all to flip it, flip the funnel. So we want you spending 80% of your time getting marketing education, business education, or implementing your marketing strategies.
Like, for example, say you are like Amy Kaufman, you specialize in couples, maybe you specialize in honeymoons, and now that engagement season is coming up, right, with Thanksgiving and Christmas, and this is the time of year where people get engaged in general, right? Knowing that, why not spend time educating yourself on Facebook Power Editor? This is the back-end utility of Facebook, and with the Facebook being the largest aggregator of marketing intelligence on the planet, it would behoove you to start really becoming comfortable and savvy. And maybe you feel, well, I'm a quote unquote dinosaur. I can't learn new technology. That's not, no, you're telling yourself a story. Maybe you don't, there isn't somebody out there that's quite teaching you the way you need to leverage it. You can still go in, play around, look, and teach yourself. There's a lot of people we know that are self-taught with this. There's a lot of other agents that are doing it. Maybe ask other agents for help and support. Ask Gift, post it in the forum if you're a Gift member. And immerse yourself in client attraction and marketing strategies that are relevant for your niche.
Actually, we should give a plug. we have a seminar coming up. I just thought about
yeah,
that
that's
now.
true.
We have a 3-day seminar calling the Travel Agent Success Seminar, which is where you will get an enormous amount of
It's
marketing,
true.
business,
Travel
education.
Agent Success Seminar. And if Caroline's watching, she'll probably drop the link.
Yeah, Caroline, if you're watching, put the link in so people
Please,
who
Caroline.
are watching and want to sign up for it can sign up. It's not till September, so you have a few weeks. Well, actually, that's probably next week is September, isn't it?
Technically.
A little week and a half away. But anyway, I want to add one more thing. For those of you that get comfort from all that product education, it comforts you, it makes you feel better, it makes you feel more confident. What I want to remind you of is you're in the gift community, obviously. Join GIF if you're not a member, so you have
The next
more
time
of a
it
community.
opens.
The next time it opens, you're right. Or you're in a host agency. Hopefully, you're in a host agency with great collaboration amongst all the other agents. You don't have to worry too much about the product education because you have created a net for yourself. Like, think about that support system as your safety net. You know, if you could be selling travel for 25 years and then get a request for a place you've never been to, you know nothing about. It's the same situation, and if you create a really good support system, that's something you don't have to worry too much about. So, yes, get the product education. You need it. We're not saying don't do it at all.
Right.
We're just
no,
saying
it's just a piece of
reverse
the
it.
pie. There's, in our sister company, Gifted Travel Network, Lisa Fletcher, who's the mentor for our Travel MBA program, she writes an article every week now called The Question of the Week. And I think last week's article was just so on point to what we're talking about. It was, do I need to visit a destination before I sell it? And that's a question that a lot of new agents ask. And what would you say to that? I mean, it goes along with this, right?
Absolutely not. No, definitely not.
But if you're the kind of person that feels that you need to, then you're not going to grow your business.
Yeah.
You know, and that's thinking like an employee. That's not thinking like an entrepreneur.
Exactly. To answer your questions about is it going to be
recorded,
If you sign
always.
up, you will get access to the recordings. Yes.
Yes.
I know some
We've
people
decided
travel.
to start a fund for every time people ask us if things are
We
going
feel
to
like
be
we
recorded.
should fine you for asking.
It's okay. Not on the public page. That's a more open thing. It's all good. Don't worry. If you're with us, we got you. It's recorded.
We record
So it's
everything we
audit-
do.
Yeah, everything. A little too much. Yesterday in the office, the phone started randomly recording a conversation we were having.
God,
We're like,
that's
that's a little too much.
Exactly. All right, so now let's
okay.
shift to our mindset tip of the week, which is related to the business tip of the week, which is flip the 80-20 rule. And the mindset tip is, if you are someone who has been regularly doing the 80% product education and 20% marketing, you need to shift your thinking. And you need to think like an entrepreneur as opposed to an employee. And I will be the first to admit that when I got into the travel business, I left a career behind, but I had been an employee all my life before that, post-college. And so I brought with me, unknowingly, an employee
We all do,
mindset.
unknowingly.
I lived and I operated a business with this employee mindset for a good 5 years, maybe not quite, but still pretty close to it. And it drove me into the ground. I mean, I wouldn't look at my numbers. I had no idea.
She was a financial analyst.
I know,
And
exactly.
she didn't look at her numbers.
And I didn't want to look at my numbers. I was actually afraid of them.
Yeah.
I was afraid of the truth. Don't be afraid of the truth. It's so empowering to know your numbers. Why? Because now you have a starting point. And once you have a starting point, you know where you want to go.
Right.
When you establish where you want to go, then you have some clarity on how to do that.
What's hard is when you look at your numbers, it's easy to fall into what you call what is itis.
Absolutely.
And that's what is itis. So what is, right? You're looking at what is. So
And you're
itis
letting-
is like a thing that Meredith coined,
It's a
right?
disease.
It's a disease. It's a disease of entrepreneurship.
It is.
Right?
It's definitely a disease because what you're doing is you're looking at what is to dictate how you feel about your level of success. And you can't do that. You have to look forward. You have to be it
Yes.
before you can see it.
So 2 years ago at the ASTA Global Convention, when you won ASTA's Entrepreneur of the Year, we didn't have any invites to that Black Tie Gala that year.
No.
And the year before, Sarah went, and nobody even knew who GTN was.
Yeah.
And today at this conference, we're so blessed to have like 6 different invites to different
Yeah.
tables. And I'm sharing this with you because we believed in our vision for what we were doing, and if we had looked at where we were 2 or 3 years ago,
Right.
we wouldn't have kept going.
We, from pretty much day one, we saw ourselves as a $10 million agency, which is, we're going to go past that, but
We've
from
already
day
done
one,
that, yeah.
we saw ourselves as a $5 or $10 million agency, and that we should be
Step into
treated
that.
that way by our suppliers.
Right.
And guess what? From day one,
Well, we made-
all 5 main cruise lines upped their commission. We had 0 sales.
Well, we had a lot of things to show that that could be the case, but the fact is that we had a lot of supplier partners that believed in us from the
Yeah,
beginning,
from
and
the
they saw
beginning.
how professional and how focused a lot of our travel professionals were in the network, and they believed in our ability, which we could not have grown without that.
Yeah.
And so, to the mindset conversation, we believed in our abilities, in which we want to encourage all of you to as business owners, but we made business decisions
Yes,
based on
upon
what we were going to be, not
Absolutely.
based on what we were in that moment. And that's difficult. Like, I was speaking to a lot of people last week, right, for business coaching, for
Right.
business consulting,
And
which
they're saying, I can't afford it right now.
right, they're
Yes.
like, I see it, I know you can help me, but right now I can't afford it. But I would say to them, but that's thinking of it as an expense, and
Right.
that's thinking of it as an employee.
Yeah.
You know, if you really want to grow, I mean, especially if you're only averaging, you know, $300 or $400 in commission, and you want to grow to much higher, you can't get to here from there. Like, you doing the same thing.
Exactly. Absolutely.
And it's not just a matter of what you do, it's a matter of
Yeah.
how you think.
Absolutely. And a lot of times you just don't know what you don't know. And so all you,
Yes.
like, you're sitting on your gold, but you don't know what you don't know, so you don't
Yeah.
realize you're sitting on your gold. And all it takes is a couple of other sets of eyes
Yeah, to see something.
who have seen a lot of different situations and experiences in the travel business, where we're going to see something that you don't necessarily see, and it's not nearly as difficult. You know, we were talking about this
Yeah.
yesterday, the whole fly in the windscreen. You know,
Yeah.
the fly's going to die. The fly's going to die if it keeps trying to get out the window.
Yeah.
And it does die.
And I heard that a
and
lot on
little
my
does
calls
it
last
know, the door across the room is wide
open.
All right, well, there was one other thing I want to say. My favorite analogy when it comes to the whole what is itis thing and making decisions based upon what is right now is the party. This is my analogy.
Oh, right.
Imagine
this
you're
is a good
throwing
one.
a party for your best friend, right?
like a bridal, like a bridal.
Like a bridal shower? No, don't get the wrong idea.
I'm waiting for the day that I get to do a bridal shower for.
So, imagine you're throwing a party for your best friend and you send out 50 invites,
Yes.
right? No hint, all right? People, stop. There is no hint at all. Nothing going on.
Except love. Sorry.
True.
Couldn't help myself there. Okay, so party, 50 people. They're
50
coming.
people.
They're coming.
There is a point to this.
Anyways.
So, 50 people. So now you've sent out the invites, right? And it's 2 weeks away. Vanessa would be the person who 2 weeks away, oh my gosh, I gotta get on it. I gotta plan. I gotta buy the stuff. I gotta buy the
Gotta
drinks.
do the things.
Do the things. Hire the band, whatever it is. Hire the DJ. Right? You would start to do that like a good 2 or 3 weeks before the party. Figure out where you're gonna have it. Get all the supplies. You wouldn't wait till someone shows up and rings the doorbell. Be like,
I'll just
oh,
go to the store.
I have 50
okay.
people here now. Let me go
Let me
supply
go to
for
the store.
50 people.
Right. That's a really good analogy.
I think it is because think about how much you might actually be doing that in your business. You're waiting for all the guests to show up
have another
before
good
you
analogy.
actually prepare for them. You got to prepare for
You
them
gotta
ahead
prepare
of time.
for the what is, yeah. And here's another good analogy that I came up with yesterday that I'm really loving now. I'm ruminating on it even more. Remember, and this is thinking like an employee when you ask this question, right? We had somebody ask this question the other day about, I have this joint venture partner. Can you please tell me the step by step of when I start the conversation and what do I say and then what do I do and then how do I pitch it? Like they literally said, please give me the step by step of how I do that. Thank you. We've got 5 minutes. And the answer to that is it's not a science.
It's not. There's no science.
There's no science to the joint venture strategy. It's
art, total art,
which is a lot of that obviously is mindset. And so my analogy, which I love the party analogy, and I hope that resonates. If you love Meredith's party analogy,
well, can I add one tiny thing before you?
Yes, go.
Your punchline and yours.
Yes.
Think about your mindset when you're buying the supplies. You've sent out 50 invites. You don't sit there and doubt whether or not people are going to show up.
Yeah.
I wonder if anyone will come.
Yeah, and then if you think that, then people are going to start canceling because they're going to feel that vibe.
You have this total expectation, and that's why the people show up, is because you have a total expectation that they're going to show up.
Right.
So imagine you could take that and apply it to your business, and in terms of attracting client. What if you just woke up tomorrow and decided you're going to expect these amazing clients who want to book exactly what you want to book to show up? All right,
I love that.
Yeah.
So if you're
step by step,
if you're the kind of person then that says, I need a step-by-step guide to how to talk to this potential partner, right? Are you one of those people?
Do you have step-by-step instructions?
Step by step. Are you the kind of person that you need to know step by step? If that's you, be vulnerable, drop
give
a
us
comment,
a heart.
give us a like, give us a love, and let us know if that resonates. If you have heard yourself utter those words to anybody, in your business, like, I just need a step-by-step on how to use Power Editor, that is also an art too, because every niche is different, right? Okay, good. So, okay, good, thank you. I saw Stephanie. Thank you for being vulnerable. So here's the analogy. Is there a step-by-step guide to finding the love of your life? That is a rhetorical question, and the answer to that is no. There's no step-by-step guide. When you're dealing with joint venture partners especially, it's a science, it's an art, it's a dance, it's relationships. You can't say to somebody, give me the step-by-step guide to finding my future husband, or finding my future wife, or finding the best friend that I could possibly be. There's
we
no
joked about this yesterday.
guide.
Imagine I said to Vanessa, oh my God, my best friend just moved away. What's the step-by-step guide to finding a new best friend?
It's different, it's an art. It's all about relationships. It's how you feel too, like how you approach this new friend too. Imagine you find this new person and you're like, okay, we're friends now. Like, okay, come on, let's go. We're gonna be friends. Sorry, I just spit a little. So imagine, like, what a desperate vibe.
Right.
Like, that person doesn't want to be friends with me if I'm like, we're friends. Like, that's not how this works. Some of you walk into your joint venture partners with that bull in a china shop type attitude, like, well, why wouldn't they want to go on a river cruise with their wine club? Like, why wouldn't this garden people, florists, people want to take a horticulture or whatever tour of such and such, go to the New York Flower Show? It's not that simple. It's a relationship. You have to nurture it. And as business coaches, I know it's frustrating for our clients when they ask us, but that's the truth. And so all we can do is hold the space for you and give you guidance on your mindset and the vibe that you're putting out there to that prospective partner.
Save your scientific part of your mind for the numbers and the financial projections. Take your head out of the sand and put that energy, channel that energy in that way, and then use the channel your heart and the art and the relationship building part, which is soft. It's not hardcore. It's not black and white.
We can't write a manual for that, and everybody wants a manual. Apply it towards your marketing.
Apply it towards your relationship building. Apply it towards your social media strategy. If you could just do that a little bit more, you're going to see far better results.
Yes. So I love the turn that this conversation took, which wasn't totally what we had planned.
It wasn't what we planned.
But it's perfect, right?
It's all good.
If this helped you, go ahead and give a like or a love. Let us know what stood out to you. We only have 1 minute left, and we've got a lot of people coming by, so we definitely want to honor. And we've got to go. The general session starts in half an hour. The timing was perfect. I need to get caffeinated after that morning wake-up call.
Well, we always end with what's going on in travel. Well, here we are. This is what's going on in
ASTA
travel
Global
right now.
Convention. You should be here next year. Go check out the Verified Travel Advisor program with ASTA, very important. And check out our Travel Agent Success Seminar, September 5th, 6th, and 7th. There's a link here in this thread so you can sign up.
Aww.
And it's amazing.
Should have said the conversation gives me butterflies.
Oh, thank you. So
cool.
if we spoke to you and you liked what we had to say, go ahead and leave us a note. Let us know. Sometimes we're not sure if it's resonating. So
sometimes we're not sure.
Go ahead and put a thank you for that. And we still have a few spots left for business consulting. I've had some amazing conversations with a lot of people last week that are wanting to fill our final slots. The reason why it's limited is because there's only so many half days we have available in the fall, and the fall is a perfect opportunity to get ready for 2019. So if this is on your radar and you really want to up-level yourself and you really want to, you know, dig in there with us, and you want assistance to grow your business in a really big way, go ahead and reach out to me directly, Vanessa at Travel Business and the letter U. Caroline always makes fun of me for doing that as I said it, I just realized. Vanessa at travelbusinessu.com, and I'd love to have a conversation with you.
And by the way, we will coach you on how to get that success without any kind of struggle. So
yes, we're all about,
not about hard work and
effort.
hustle.
Meredith has pounded the stop pounding the pavement out of me. I used to be like that. I think it's definitely softening.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in for Travel Talk Live on location at the ASTA Global Convention. It is such a pleasure to have so many awesome people watching. Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week back in the office.
Yeah, we'll see you in the office. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.